Do you ever just make a decision? Hey everybody, I'm Rhinociart, and today I decided I was going to do another redraw, so I was scrolling back through a lot of my old drawings on DeviantArt, and I was like, none of these are really calling to me. So instead of just doing a straight up redraw, I thought, what if I make life horrible for myself? I thought as a fun little challenge, I was going to take this drawing of a cute elf girl with a gun, I think it was a Jak and Daxter thing, and try to redraw it in Microsoft Paint. So for anyone who's ever used a proper drawing program, even if it's something as basic as Paint Tool Sci, you're probably aware that MS Paint is a nightmare. There's no pen pressure, which means all of your lines are the same width and they end in the same blocky points. There's no way to smooth out your strokes, so all of my lines are extremely wobbly, even though I was using a tablet. And there are no options for layers, so I was doing this sketch and I figured I'd just do it in a really light purple color, but I was well aware that my line art was going to have to go over top of it and just kind of be there. In retrospect, if I'd thought this through, I would have plopped color down and then put lines, but your boy doesn't think ahead, so here we are. I had the worst time choosing which pen to use for the line art because there's options in MS Paint in this updated-ish version, but boy, they are limited. I played around with the pen, I played around with some marker. This little, I guess it's supposed to be like a calligraphy pen, was the most interesting of the lot, so I figured I'd play around with it. Obviously, I did some alterations of the pose from the original drawing too. I found that right arm was kind of awkwardly scrunched into the body, and then the shoulders are so relaxed in the original drawing that it doesn't look like they're bearing any weight at all. So did some alterations. I do like the original sketch. It's not super old, but it definitely needed some adjusting. I did try to vary up my tool usage. I was like, oh, what if I use that straight line tool that Microsoft Paint has? It looks horrible, doesn't it? What the heck do guns look like? I'm Canadian. Originally, when I started coloring, I was like, maybe I'll use this marker tool and just very carefully go around the line art. Again, should have done the colors underneath the line art, whatever, didn't think that far. But I didn't really dig the way it was looking, and I didn't figure I wanted to color the entire drawing with that sort of precision because I'm lazy and impatient. So I figured instead what I would do is base the color palette on the tone of the sketch that I use. So a lot of purples, and do more like cross-hatching and more slicey shading and that sort of thing. I decided after all of the purpley colors I was going to need something contrasting for the background, so I put in some bright orange. And then after cleaning up the line art a little bit by just straight up going over it again and thickening the outline of the character, kind of like how I mentioned in my inking video, basic tools of making something look like you tried. I popped some blue into the character's nails and then a couple of like blushy spots on her cheeks and fingers. Giving this thing a background was a little bit hard because when you put sketch lines, MS Paint is just like, that's just a line, so it won't let you bucket fill everything. This is why we love layers, lads. This is why you use proper drawing programs. I could only have made this harder for myself if I'd used a mouse instead of a tablet, but you know. I will say this is a good exercise in, I guess, color theory and like figuring out how to work with strange materials. It's easy to get in the pattern of just drawing the same way and the same things all the time, so I've been having a lot of fun like doing crazy shit just to see what happens. Anyway, I hope you guys like this. I sure had fun. Please let me know if you liked it in whatever way works best for you, and if you want to hang out in the future, please hit the subscribe button and I shall see you at a later date. Okay, bye!